You need to get this track if you are a beginner in Supercross and you are working to get better. I am Rodak, this is Rodak Survival, and today we are at DDC preseason at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, and this track is 100% free, so there is no excuse for you not to get it. It is on the MXB shop. You should go there and get it right now. For me, I think it is the perfect track if you are looking to learn a few different things that we will go over in this video when it comes to Supercross. So like I said, we are going to do some practice laps. You're going to see my first impressions of when I got on the track for the first time and a couple of races. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So here is my first time ever officially on the track. I'm going to take a lap here to kind of learn the lines, kind of learn how long the sections are, how big the jumps are, how slick everything is, and just, yeah, get a first little feel of the track. And what I will say is this is the perfect beginner track. It is not easy. I will say that it is not easy. To get the big lines, you do have to learn some things, but I do feel like it's the perfect track, I should say, to learn those things, if that makes sense. So a few things with this track is there are no ruts. So that is a good and a bad thing, I guess, if you want to learn Supercross, because there are going to be ruts in the Supercross tracks in the ARL series. You know that there's ruts in the corners and everything, so you do need to learn how to take those. But where I say it comes into play is learning ruts right off the bat can be very frustrating. At least it was for me as a beginner, learning how to stay in ruts and not hit the top of them and then get the Poposo physics where you 360, 720 out of the stadium. Another plus to not having the ruts is you have to learn throttle control. If you go into these corners and just open it wide open pinned on this track, you will absolutely slide the back end round and you will not get any traction to try to hit those big rhythms or anything like that. So what I did, as you can see, as I'm going around this for the first couple of times, I'm like, I don't have that great of throttle control. I'm losing it in some corners, and yeah, it really teaches you that throttle control because I'm trying to come out of this corner right here. I slide a little bit. I just have to go for the double. I missed the big triple, and then I don't have enough speed for that triple, and that's exactly what happens. But this is why I say it's so beginner friendly. Here we are starting our third lap, and I'm going through the track, and I feel like I kind of already have it down, at least in my head, of what the rhythms need to be, and I'm like, okay, I saw a little bit of Trojan's video and I saw that he was running like 104s, 105s. So my goal is to try to get to, like, in any realistic sense on any ARL track, I want to at least be like 10 seconds off that. So I'm setting my goal for a 115. And whoops are still my kryptonite, but I did learn how to hit them in this, at least these whoops in this video. We're coming up here, gonna go for this over the, this is where the throttle control comes into play because I want to get over that table. That's the faster line, but I miss it there. I ended up having to double through here, but man, this track is just a lot of fun because you're not getting frustrated either. And yeah, hit this triple line in here. I can't hit this quad consistently. I try to do it right there, as you can see, just haven't got to that skill level yet, so we're just going to double through. But I want you guys to see this right here. This jump is hard to hit if you don't have throttle control. And you got that's the fast line through there. But look, third lap in, and we're already running a 1:13.61. And look, here we are on another lap. And I'm just going to let you guys watch this lap. But here we are on lap 7, so only about 3 or 4 laps later. And yeah, watch this. So there we are just a few laps later, and we're going to run a 1:12.53. So I'm like, all right, I want to get one more fast lap, and then I want to go try some races on this thing. So I'm going to let you guys listen again. Be sure to listen in those corners for that throttle control. So now just a few laps later after that, we are going to want to run a 1:11.99. So I'm like, all right, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Let's go see where we stack up with the competition. So here we are in the first race, and I'm actually on a 250. I'm going to jump in and out here with the commentary throughout this race, but I'm going to let you guys watch for the most part. And yeah, I'll pop in whenever I think I have some things I want to say. Look at that, everybody getting antsy, and everybody's gonna literally go down. He doesn't have that throttle control, and we are gonna take ourselves to the lead. Now, I will say I only had about a lap and a half on the 250. This is the race that I could find that wasn't gonna take 45 minutes to start because they were doing all these qualifyings and everything like that. So I had to jump on the 250, got like a lap and a half in warm up, and immediately had to jump on it. So I'm kind of learning the track on a 250 at this point, and instead of just trying to hit all the big lines and not knowing what gear to be in and everything like that, I figured I'd just kind of put around a little bit until I learn how fast the 250 actually is, and not try to give up too much time instead of just going down every single rhythm section. So we're going to lose about 6 seconds on that first lap, but my whole goal is I am just trying to stay consistent. That is the key to Supercross. Yes, you have to go fast, and yes, this guy can get out in front of me, but if he keeps crashing, then it doesn't matter how fast those laps are, because you're basically running the same fast lap as me whenever the times you are crashing. So yeah, let's see how we turn out here. Gonna make a mistake right there, hit the tough block. They do have collisions, so gotta watch out for that. Another thing I want you guys to look at though is the jumps aren't crazy peaky. They are kind of rolled off, so if you do come up short on something, there is a chance for you to recover. There are some jumps that are a little bit more peaky than others, but you do have good recoverability if you know how to do it in this game, and you can definitely recover if you come up short on something. That is 100% reason why I think this track is very beginner friendly, and if you want to learn Supercross, come to this track. There I am making mistakes again. I was just not able to hit that section clean on the 250 for some reason. But have you guys noticed anything yet? The one thing that I notice is I haven't cut the video, and I only really cut the video is if I'm gonna crash and we want to get past that part and just jump to another part in the video. I'm showing all this because yes, I am making mistakes and I'm not hitting the rhythms that I want to hit, but I am not crashing. So this is what I was gonna say the track does. Another great thing for someone who is a beginner and someone who is trying to learn is how to have some of that racecraft and how to get a little bit of a flow. Granted, it doesn't look like I'm in a flow because I am coming up short on stuff and I'm missing rhythms, but there is a difference, for me at least. Coming up short on stuff and being able to stay in the race is lets me keep the flow. When I crash, that is when, like right here, this is right here, when that happens to me, if that's happening to me every single lap, that is what gets me out of the flow, because I crash, I get frustrated, yada yada yada. Yeah, I can get a second frustrated with coming up short on a jump, but I have to worry about the next jump, and it's really easy to get over because I'm not thinking about it anymore. So I think that is why this track is another really good reason of why it is really good for someone who wants to learn Supercross, because you're going to be able to string laps together and you're going to be able to learn that racecraft a little bit. Here we are in the next race. I'm back on a 450. I just wanted to show this right here, that after about 45 minutes on the track from running my own laps and then that first race, I wanted to show you guys that I am learning the track and I'm getting a little bit better. Right there, I learned in the whoop section, if I push forward on my right stick just slightly going into it, I was able to stay on top of them. Never done that before, but was experimenting with some things and I was able to hit the whoops pretty clean ever since then. Here we are coming to the finish, and we're gonna get our fastest lap of the day at a 1:10. So like I said, 45 minutes on the track, and I'm running a lap that was, I think, 5 seconds slower than what qualifying times were for this preseason race, so I will take that. So here we are in the 450, gonna do another race. I'll let you guys enjoy this one, and I'll pop in and out again, like I said. Alright, so as you see, I make a mistake right there, but I want to say one thing, so I hope you guys don't get it misconstrued throughout this video. The reason why I say this track is perfect for beginners is because, like I said earlier, you don't have to deal with ruts and you learn throttle control. Another reason is the jumps are a little bit rounded off, so it allows for a little bit more mistakes, so you're not crashing constantly. But another thing, like I mentioned earlier, is Racecraft. Now that is a bunch of different things, but for me, I'm making mistakes and crashing a lot because of my mental. I'm making mistakes because I don't ever really race Supercross. You guys saw my first ever Supercross online like a week ago. So I don't ever really race Supercross, so I kind of feel out of place. And when I get a good start and I'm right behind second or third place, I am too anxious of wanting to kind of let it loose and hang out. And that's what happens when you race the nationals all the time, or you race outdoor tracks all the time, is you can kind of get away with just kind of pinning it. But in these races, you have to stay, that person's right there in front of you, and in your head, you're like, all right, if I just gas it a little bit more, I can just get by them, or just hit this section a little bit faster and I can get by them. But then you hit the section too fast and you over jump something, or you under jump something, or you make a mistake sliding out of a corner, then you mess up the whole next rhythm. And that is where I think this really benefits people who are newer and beginner, is you can kind of get away with not crashing, but you can also say like, hey, I have to learn to stay patient and to stay behind this person and not, and that, I don't know, that's so crazy. That dude just got raptured right in front of us. But yeah, just how to stay patient, how to have a little bit of that racecraft. And the reason I haven't cut the video, and the reason this one's a little bit longer again, is look, I have not crashed yet. I have made a bunch of mistakes, but I have not crashed yet, and it's still only kept me 13 seconds behind the leader. That is striking distance in Supercross. So that is why I kept it in. I made a mistake right there, slid out. See, those two guys were in front of me. I'm like, all right, I can get a JS Bubba, JS7 Bubba Stewart 2-for-1 special here, but I got anxious, I got overzealous and slid out. And so here comes our first mistake right here. Gonna hit this rhythm section just fine. Gonna double there, gonna try to triple there. It's gonna make me bounce a little bit weird, and I get Paboso physics trying to turn in this corner. That's so weird. I don't know why that happened. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of the race. I ended up going back 36 seconds because I fell once or twice more. Made some other mistakes of missing rhythms, and you just got to be consistent. That's what this is teaching you, is that consistency. It is teaching you how to stay patient. That guy was waiting for me. I don't know if he was a lapper, and I don't know. But yeah, it's staying patient, learning throttle control, being able to learn how to get a flow, being able to learn how to hit rhythms and corners. All those things really benefit you if you want to get this track. And like I said, there's no reason for you not to get this track because it is absolutely free. So if you want to get better at Supercross, I may be a noob, and that's why I wasn't winning these races. I'm no Trojan or anything like that. I'm not winning these online lobbies because I am still a noob at the end of the day. I get anxious still at the end of the day. But I felt like coming out of this, I learned more than what I could learn in maybe, I don't know, 5 hours of playing one Supercross track, and then in about an hour and a half's worth of playing this one. Granted, other Supercross tracks might be a little bit harder because they have ruts and whatnot, but I did feel like I learned a lot more about the bike, how it reacts on certain jumps, and just a bunch of different things that I think could really benefit you if you are a noob like me and want to get better at Supercross. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you can, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, please. The road to 1,000 is almost here, and I'd really like to get there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.